Folks, my name is Kris Kloss, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Xtreme Memories right here on the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. Xtreme Memories, the watch-along reaction video edition. And these have been so much fun going down memory lane. I mean, there's so much to cover. Everything XPW. You know, the XPW 1.0 era, the 2.0 era, the 3.0 era, and in the 1.0 era, the original era alone, we got 140 episodes of TV. We got 20, 30 home videos. So this is going to be a wild ride. And shout out to all you fans that have been putting stuff up on YouTube regarding XPW. Xtreme Memories on the 15th and 30th of every single month. Once again, like, share, comment, subscribe, folks. Subscribe to the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. Say that again. Subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the bell, the notification button. We want to reach that threshold of subscribers, because the more subscribers we get, the more great content we can bring to you. Archive everything. Xtreme Memories, SoCal's finest. And of course, the Wrestling Chatter's got some great episodes, great other programs on this amazing channel as well. Without any further ado, today we're going to go back in time to the year 2000. We are going to go back in time to October 1st. I might have that wrong, but it's the year 2000. And we have on Xtreme Memories right now. He's been here before. He's back again. How are you, Leroy, the ring crew guy? What's going on there, buddy? Yeah. Hey, where are you? I'm looking for you, but I don't see you. What's going on here? Leroy, are you there? Knock. Ah!
Oh, there you are. Oh, sorry. I was busy subscribing right now to the Wrestling Chatter so that you guys can see. Here's the deal. I don't even want to talk. I don't want to say anything more until you subscribe. We're going to give you 5 seconds to subscribe right now. Ready? Count it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Finally. Jeez. Okay, let's continue the conversation. Kloss, how are you?
Hey, how are you, Leroy? Good to see you as always, my friend. We are going to go down a very important section of XPW history. We're going to go back to the original era, the 1.0 era, 99 to 2003, of course. We were both there too at the 2.0 era, the Cold Day in Hell and the XPW X show, 2008-9, and then now, hey, the reiteration's going on. So
that's the thing that's happening.
Yep, 3.0. So, but anyway, the original era, the 1.0 era, man, oh man, so great. There's so much, like I said in the beginning, there's so much to tackle. We had a long run, a lot of television episodes. We didn't have an off season like wrestling doesn't, so we were at it all year long. And but tonight we are going to go back in time to XPW TV episode number 26. Why, you ask? Why? Because that guy right there, making his XPW. Hey, what are you doing there, Wrestling Chatter? That way, yeah. What are you doing? Making his XPW first ever appearance. Not in ring. We're not there yet. We will get there here on Xtreme Memories on these watch-alongs, but we're going to see the first ever appearance. And what an appearance it was, because you got to share the screen and got to share a moment with somebody who was very prominent in the industry at that time.
Yeah. So at this time, I was training at the XPW Asylum. I had gone to the second show that XPW had ever done and saw flyers for the school. I was backyard wrestling at the time. Wrestling was like my goal, my passion, what I wanted to do. So I joined the Asylum, and this was a super special night to me, just because I'd been on maybe as you see me working ring crew during shows, or working security. Maybe you see me dressed as like Messiah's altar boy or something, right? There were little moments, but those aren't really. This is my first on camera with lines and acting and being me, or a version of me, right?
Right.
Yeah, such a neat moment. And we'll get into it during the episode, but I was extremely lucky to have this part and not another one that happens during the same episode.
Well, yeah, that's true. And fans, you'll see what we're talking about. Let's get right into it. Leroy, again, good to have you. Good to see you again. This is it. XPW TV episode number 26. And I was way off. It's September. Oh, no, not way off, but September 30th, 2000. This was, and again, this was when we were on the America One network. The Los Angeles affiliate, of course, was KGLA. But America One was the nationwide coast-to-coast affiliate. Not every city got our show. It'd be sporadic throughout the U.S. Say Cincinnati would get it, Seattle wouldn't, Miami would, New Orleans wouldn't. Something like that. You know, Boston wouldn't, Philadelphia would, kind of thing. But we were nationwide wherever America One was. So this was a big time for wrestling, a big time for us, obviously. And big shows, hot crowds, and TV was a big reason for it. So are you ready, Leroy? Are you ready, my friend, to check
I am ready.
out? All right, here we go. For those listening on audio only, go to XPW, go to YouTube, type in XPW TV episode number 26. You'll see the date right there, September 30th, 2000. Get the YouTube commercials out of the way first if they pop up and you don't have premium. And then when I count down from 5 to 4, 3, 2, 1, that is when you will start, when we will start simultaneously. You can watch along with it. By the way, check us out on Instagram and on X at TW Chatter. Here we go. XPW TV episode number 26 from all the way in the year 2000, long time ago, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
There's too much Jerry Springer going on here, woman. I gotta think about this, all right? I gotta go take a walk or whatever I need to do, all right? Because I can't deal with this right now.
No,
all right?
you can't leave. Don't leave me.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
No, I love you, Johnny. Don't leave me, please.
Too
Don't
little,
go.
too late, woman.
No, don't leave me. I love you. Come back. I'm sorry. Please forgive
Heartbreaking.
me.
I hate to see it.
Okay, George. So these are the woes of old white trash Johnny Webb, hitting the bottle, hitting the streets.
Such a tough life.
Yeah, tough times, tough life. He was down in the old proverbial gutter in these days. And, oh, there he is, right there.
Oh, looking at photos.
Yeah,
Drinking the hooch. It's rough.
drowning in the old sorrows.
His teeth are floating by this point.
Oh,
Talking to his good friend.
yeah, talking to Jimmy, and this
Jimmy.
is. I think this was the first time. Yeah, right here. Get some audio real quick.
Did you just talk?
Did you just say something? You just said something, didn't you? You did. You just said something, huh? You can talk. I didn't know you could talk.
Webb, let me tell you a story.
I should be there tomorrow.
Right, and I believe Rob Black's face is part of the explosion because people were complaining that there was too much Rob Black on the show.
Yeah.
And so he put himself in the XPW logo explosion
Hey, man, I want sushi.
as a screw you to anyone who complained.
Yeah,
Hey, let's to California rolls. You got them things out there?
George, volume. So we got 4 prominent XPW alumni there. We got Lizzie Borden, we got Kevin Kleinrock, we got Rob Black, and we cannot forget about the great NC. There he is.
Yeah, we're not saying those initials. We're not saying what it stands for. NC is enough.
I think that's all we can say is the initials.
Yep.
As
I said before, it's not the worst version of it, but it's still a very bad version. So
yeah, and do the math, folks.
Yeah, but Kleinrock is great. I love I still work with him on stuff to this day. Such a good dude.
Absolutely, man. Kevin and Kevin was, boy, man, that talk about the glue that kept it all together, man.
Yep. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was a bottle of Elmer's for sure.
And he took so much flack
from
like Rob and everyone, and he stood strong and put on just amazing wrestling shows under those circumstances is insane.
And putting this together, we just think it's not just the wrestling shows, but we had a television weekly product that ran for years here. You know, and this was hard. It was on once a week, but the work behind TV was every day of that week, you know?
Yeah. Right. You're filming skits, you're booking appointments, you're setting up storyline, right? It's not just the writing, it's the filming, it's the producing, it's the editing. And this was during a time too where we weren't doing wrestling shows for like a good 3-4 month period, whatever it was. And so we had to fill a lot of that time that would have normally just been wrestling matches with either, you know, highlight reels or skits. There were a ton of skits, and some of them were like very funny and well put together and well written, and some weren't so great, and that's okay. Just because, right? It's like Saturday Night Live, right? They have to produce an entire show every week, and we were doing the same thing with a much smaller budget. It's insane that we pulled it off, and that there's so much good in it.
Yeah. And we talked about this on Xtreme Memories before, Leroy, but now that you're here, I just want to mention how different it was. There's so much different, right, in the world today, but let's talk about medium. Let's talk about entertainment. Talk about television. We were on TV, and I can't emphasize this enough. We were on TV. We were on nationwide, but we were on television when that's all there was. There was no YouTube. There was no streaming. When you went home, you turned on TV, and whatever channel you went to, this was one of them. This was one of the shows. So it's being on television today. Of course, it's a big deal. Yeah. But it does not compare, because you could be on. I know people. I've been on shows here and there that's on a streaming platform, but some guy that you live next to, your neighbor, can have more views on his YouTube channel than you just in a freaking film you were in or whatever.
And there's so many options nowadays, whereas the bar to get stuff out to the people is so much lower, because anyone with a phone could have a YouTube channel or anything, but to have a show on the air during this time was so tough. I mean, this is like pre-video internet. I remember this was the era. It would take me 3 hours to download a 5-second Beavis and Butthead clip that would take up a fourth of my hard drive. Right? These were early times when it came to the internet. So to have not just, and it wasn't like a one-time off pay-per-view or one-time off show. This was a weekly thing we did for a very long time.
Right. So this was a two-parter, right? What we're watching right here, Jimmy. This is the explanation when Webb was like, you can talk. And he goes, the first thing he says is, let me tell you something. So he's telling Webb about how did you, because Webb's on the street sulking his sorrows, and he sees the homeless guy. Like, well, am I going to end up here? How did you end up here? Let me tell you about my problems. And then Jimmy starts telling him, this was written by Kevin. It was filmed at UCLA because Kevin was going to school at this time at UCLA.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, so Kevin finished up his last year during that first year of XPW. Talk about right? That was a workload. So that's where this was. And then and if anybody lives in LA, you could probably see it's UCLA. But this was great. It was, watch this. If you guys want to go back, and we'll get some audio here, George. Actually, let's get some, and I'll talk about it in a second.
Observations and stories, philosophies and poetry. I was on the path to a wonderful career and a glorious life. A lawyer, a free thinker. I thought life couldn't get any better.
All right, leave it.
Oh, look at that guy. Look at that ponytail.
Mary, mother of God. What?
Don't touch it. Gary's going to get mad.
Look.
Oye, madre mía, ¿qué está pasando aquí? What did you do? You know, I thought I had enough problem because the Cuban baseball team losing to the United States.
Fabula sorta.
But now I have to deal with this. Do you do this?
Wait, no. Whoa.
I love your someone will mention something and you'll throw in just the tiniest little tidbit back as if like I am contributing to the conversation. I hear you. I think it's something that you do, and really only you do, that I've noticed that someone will be like, they'll be explaining a thing, and then you'll throw out just a name or a date or a location or just something right? As if what they just said triggered something in your head, word association, and you just throw that out immediately, and it worked so well in this context, and in like it's so funny, and it's such a like Kris Kloss like trademark. I love it. It's so good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's just I'm just being me there and fooling around.
No, it's great though. Like it adds so much to your character and to what you're doing. And,
thank you, buddy. Yeah. Thank you. I actually, if you could notice, folks, I have my beach sandals on with that suit. Because
we won't see my feet, right? No.
Yeah, I did not dress like that normally. This was a very this made me look way more important than I was. Let me tell you. When I come in,
like, I saw you so many times in that outfit, right? Because we would usually just hang out at the office, but then we started hanging out like at our next job and at other places, and seeing that like I saw you in that outfit so many times that's what was used. I was used to that. That was Kris Kloss to me, and then I see you in like shorts and a t-shirt. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Like, it's so, to me, it was so different at the time.
I remember after shows, like we'd go in the back and the fans would be there. And like, there were more than once. It was like, oh dude, Kloss, like, what are you wearing, man? Like after I'm in my street clothes, like I've heard that more than once. Like, where's your suit, dude? Like it was almost like, oh, put the suit back on.
Yeah. What happened? Did someone steal your suit?
Right. So right here, what we're looking at. Oh, by the way, Leroy, when George turns the audio on, we'll let it play and not talk. Okay. And we'll talk. Okay. So yeah. So Rob leaves. Kevin's in charge now, and he's and this was kind of humorous stuff here. So this must have been a flashback. Oh, I think they were showing a flashback because, as you saw, the set got torn down, and the only reason that really happened was they were adding more cubicles to this office, and we just didn't have room for this anymore, any longer. Remember that the cubicles that went in where this was,
yeah. So this was, I believe,
what a beautiful. Sorry,
awesome.
Look at Gary Key did such a great job. I mean, this looked like it was supposed to be on television. You got the monitor, the logo, like it looked great, dude.
Yeah, it was such a good setup, and yeah, it's a bummer that it changed. But then later, right, wasn't there another one that came out that was good too? And
the second office where we kind of had the junk in the back and the barbed
wire. The big
wire.
warehouse in the back. Yeah.
And then we had the big X at one point where we were on a platform, but I think that one really was the best by far.
Yeah. Had a real strong, solid look to it. Steve Rosano was awesome. Him and I always got along really well. And I remember after my first match, I came to the back right after, and people like clapped and stuff, which was really nice. But he was like, "Welcome to the business, man," and shook my hand. And I was like, dude, that's freaking cool. and I always respect him for doing the death matches just in his shorts, just in the tights, or not even tights, just like the little like underwear, like set like, oh, that was always like, and he right, for a dude who didn't do a lot of deathmatch stuff like that, he would just get wrecked in the deathmatch tournaments, and it was always so impressive.
Yeah, let me hear the song, George. I think it's "I'm Too Sexy."
No way, I'm just dancing.
Okay, did you see like I don't know if you noticed, but Webb made this video and Rosano was Italian, and Webb spliced in that goofy close up of Guido right there. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. So I don't know if you know this, but how did we get away with using music that we didn't have the license to?
What are you talking about? We didn't get away with it. It wasn't supposed to happen. That was Rob, and Rob, there were some cease and desists that came through, but I don't think they ever, I think once you get a cease and desist, then you just cease using it.
Yeah. And
a lot of these were one-offs. Like this video here was, I don't know how we got away. Well, there was Danzig. That was one of the reasons we stopped using that, because they did, but I have no idea, no clue how we were able to use Metallica for so long.
Right? When I heard that, I was like, that's cool. I like that song. It's neat, but that's going to be a problem later, right? And as far as I know, it never was. Like that rode out as the theme song for the rest of the first series, you know.
And Rob was a Metallica mark, like big time. And
I mean, half the shows were titled after Metallica songs.
Yeah,
like Dink and
yeah.
So
Steve Rosano's being brought in. He was a NorCal guy. He came down with Pogo and that whole crew. And he's the porn guy. He's the gigolo. That's what this is. So he's like telling them and showing this other guy how it's done, you know, and taking the girl with him. But yeah, what was great with him was, I don't know how much involvement or how much dealing you did with the late great Playboy Buddy Rose, who ended up managing him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had some just fun interactions. He was a nice guy. We got along really well, and it was really cool having him. Right, anytime we brought in some like, you know, cool name from the past, or it was a curtain guy, like it was so neat that I felt like it gave us even more like respect and and you know, it made it feel more and more real every time someone new came in, and you're like, oh my god, we're gonna share a locker room with this guy. This is awesome.
Yeah, I remember when he came in, I was marking out big time, and I was, like you said, it gave it more credibility. I thought, I don't know if Rob completely, like that soaked in with Rob like as much as it did for some of us, like to have a legend like that in there. I mean, dude, this guy was the one with Roddy Piper in the Portland territory, and I mean, unbelievably legendary stuff. He was in the first ever WrestleMania match, WrestleMania 1.
Right.
You know, the first ever wrestler to be ever introduced, not under Playboy Buddy Rose, but anyway, I got a funny story about the late great Playboy Buddy Rose. And look, he made fun of his weight. That was hhis gimmick. So I don't think this is hurting anyone's feelings, but true story. When we did Birmingham High in Van Nuys, and I lived in Woodland Hills at the time, and Kevin was like, hey, he's staying at the Aku Aku Best Western on the corner of Topanga and Ventura. For you SoCal people, you'll probably know where that's at. So I get on the freeway. I was driving a small little Chevy Chevette at the time, small little car. So I get on the 101 freeway. Off from Van Nuys, we're going all the way down to get off at Topanga Canyon, which is about 7-8 miles. So to play with Buddy Rose was great. He was talking. I was listening to everything he had to say. He was talking quite a bit. And I shit you not, he was big at this time. He was ginormous. So one, he barely fit in my car, right? So I am driving down the 101 by 10 and 2 to go straight the whole way. My car, I had to kink it over like that. I'm steering a little bit to the left so we can go straight down the freeway because he weighed the car down on the right side that much. And I'm thinking in my head, like, wow, I'm driving Playboy Buddy Rose, who claims to be thinner and all this, and you know, and that's his gimmick. And look, it's true. Look at this.
Right. If it was a movie, the camera would then immediately cut to, you know, you outside just like constantly swerving.
Yes.
The car, yeah.
I literally was like, oh my gosh, I have to hold the wheel to the left to go straight. This is awesome, you know?
Yeah. The dream.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big thing for me with XPW, was so many like amazing dream moments as a lifelong wrestling fan, to work with some of these people and get beat up by some of these people, or even just stuff like small stuff like I had to go pick up Chris Hamrick from the airport. And we were driving to the arena. I'd taken someone's van. I don't even know who. I don't know if it was a rental or what. But we're coming along, and then I go into the parking lot, but it was wrong. It was the wrong parking lot, and there was like a small like center divider, and then a small drop off that led to the actual parking lot. And I was like, shit, I got to drive all the way around. Sorry, guys. And then Hamrick was like, or someone else was in the car too, but Hamrick was like, is this your car? I was like, no. He goes, fuck it, go over it. I was like, Oh, okay. Just floored it over the thing. We launched into the air and landed in the parking lot of whatever arena it was.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Stupid moments like that. Just so many
Yes.
fun memories. And it was great.
That's
Great
something,
time.
you know, maybe you did tell me this story because now it's vaguely coming back. But sometimes,
Mhm.
like, we'll be talking, you and I and whoever, all the boys, this day, we'll just bullshit and share stories. And it's like there's so many stories that I've
Mhm.
never heard every story you've been a part of.
Right.
And I don't know if you probably, that might be the first time you heard about that Playboy Buddy Rose story. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I've never heard that one before. That's a great story.
Okay, so not only have we had all these stories, but we've each also had all these individual stories that we don't necessarily know about, you know. So, dude, it was
or we
always
even forget. Like, there's so many, and it was
Yeah.
so long ago that like, we were talking about something last time, and I was just like, oh my god, I totally remember that. Holy, you know, like
Yeah.
just moments like that come up, and you're like, oh my god, you know, like because every time we were filming, every show, there was just so many moments and instances and memories to be had. And
Yeah.
it was always something special. Like I had my
Oh.
issues with Rob, and I had my issues with, you know, a thing or two here or there, but for the most part. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
George, please.
I see you with your feet on the desk, Kevin. You're playing boss this week because your boss is out in Japan trying to sell the company, right, Kevin? Well, this is what you're going to do, Kevin. You're going to get your ass up out of that chair, get into that editing bay, and you're going to refamiliarize the XPW fans on Big Dick. You're going to roll footage this week on Big Dick because everybody knows, Kevin, you like Big Dick. As a matter of fact, everybody knows you love Big Dick, right, Kevin? So get your ass up.
Very subtle joke there.
And shoot the footage on Big Dick this week. Because everybody knows I did not lose that XPW World Heavyweight title. Everybody knows that I got robbed of that XPW World title. And you want to know what, Kevin? Big Dick is back. And I'm coming back to XPW. So, Kevin, if you do not roll the footage this week on Big Dick, I will come there and stop a mud hole in your ass. And I'm going to stop a mud hole in your boss's ass. Because I'm coming back and I'm taking what's mine. And that's the XPW World title. Kevin, get in that anything, Kevin. I'm coming back. Ah!
Look, when you get Big Dick Dudley, you use all the footage.
What's that?
I can't believe this they pulled.
Oh, Lester and Supreme. I want to say, was this Joey's place or Lester's place?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember now. It's one of their places.
So yeah,
But
for this. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say real life uncle and nephew here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Both super talented guys, very funny, loved practical jokes. I was on the receiving end of many of those over the years.
Look at that picture.
But also really good dude.
Yeah, so Lester like knocked something over there, and he realized that he uncovered that collage that Chaos has been making of Christy, who is Lester's girl, and doesn't want him to see it. So come on over this way, Uncle Supreme.
Explaining to do.
Yeah, there it is. See?
Which he looks pretty good with Supreme's body. That's, you know.
All right, here we get some audio because this is the episode we're watching it, and we're going to chronicleize this with the storyline here.
What the hell is this? Man.
Will one of the students please come into Mr. Black's office, please? One of the students, please come into Mr. Black's office.
Dick, what the hell is Dick doing here? What?
Leroy, come here.
That's me, 150 pounds
Listen to
skinnier.
me. I don't know what just happened, but I'm sitting here at my desk, all nice and quiet like Big Dick Dudley. We haven't seen from this guy in ages. All of a sudden, he's on my TV, and I ain't got no VCR plugged in. And there's this cord right over there, which is running from my TV out of this office. So if you wouldn't mind maybe following that cord and reporting back to me like a good little soldier, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, and you'll be commended for your noble service. Thank you. That's all. Thank you. Follow the cord. Now, out the door, and make sure you lock the door behind you. Lock the door. Lock it.
It'd be funny if someone came through the other door while he's locking that one.
Good stuff. So yeah, that night we were doing two different shows. So it was after a class, it was Tuesday night or Thursday night, whatever. We were there was two scenes going on. So at first I thought that I was part of the first scene, which I believe is also in this episode. And then we were all getting ready for it, and then Kevin pulls me aside and he's like, "Hey, we need someone who can act. We know that you can act," which I did not prove there because that, wow, that was not good. I was trying very hard not to look at the camera. So yeah, they wanted someone who knew how to act, and they're like, you've got a lot of good expressions. Let's have you do this bit. You're not going to do the other bit. You're going to do this bit. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And I at first I was bummed because I was like, the other one sounds like a lot of fun. And you get to get a little physical and stuff. But after I saw what happened, I'm very happy that I missed out on it and got to do the Big Dick Dudley storyline instead.
Right. Yeah, this was again at a time when we weren't wrestling and we weren't doing stuff, but thankfully that was the case in many ways. So for these opportunities that and also these opportunities led to unintentional discoveries of, oh, hey, maybe we could use this talent. So, everything happens for a reason, you could say. And along the way, we all maybe got a little bit more polished with doing certain vignettes and all that, and discovering not only new people, but new ways to shoot, what have you. And maybe being a little bit more creative with telling stories, not just in the ring, so, but do I think that's better? No, it would be better ultimately if we were wrestling throughout. And just the fact that we had to lose the sports arena. Okay, here we go.
Kevin, you see me?
I can't see you, man.
Are you in there? Hello?
Okay, this means Big Dick's in the building. So not good. Security, all you students, I don't want anybody getting in this building, all right? I want you guys lined up. Nobody enters this building, okay? Okay. Oh, man. Crack, get in here immediately. Crack, I need to see you in Rob's office.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Kevin.
The hell are you doing?
Well, I was hoping you sat right here. I have nothing. Don't mean nothing. What do you need?
Oh, listen. I'm not leaving this room, okay? Make sure you lock the door behind me, but I need you to go and tell the editor to put all the Big Dick footage together, all right? No.
You ain't put all the
No. I need you to go tell him, put all the Big Dick Dudley footage together, all right?
Big Dick Dudley.
Big Dick Dudley. Go, lock the door behind you, and good luck.
I'm in. Big Dick Dudley. I'm in.
Big Dick footage. Just kind of like, come on. Thank you. Lock the door.
Big Dicks. Big Dick Dudley.
That construction, by the way, is where the studio used to be. So we had to remove it. That's the construction. Sorry. Just want to let you know. Okay.
One more time.
Okay. So, so again, we were, just talking about it. The non-wrestling gave us opportunities to do stuff like that, and I think that was very creative, man. Dudley's looking at Kevin on a TV like it's the Titantron at Raw. You're talking to him, and then the cable goes to a camera, and then you're now on the TV in front of Kevin. And so yeah, it was fun to do, to be creative, and that was very well done. I thought that was,
right, because it was tough at the time because like Big Dick wasn't in town, right? He sent in a video of him talking shit to a camera, and then we just recreated, the shot. But it was definitely one of those things where we wanted to include all the fly-ins and everyone else in the storylines, but it was tough because we weren't doing shows where we were bringing everyone out and we could film stuff. So we had to get creative with ways to include them in it and still keep storylines going and still keep them fresh. And so that was one of the ways. And so it led to some funny stuff. And hey, it got me in front of the camera for a little bit doing some goofy pratfalls. So
absolutely.
I'll take it.
Absolutely, man.
And I didn't know what kind of gimmick they were going to give me. And I knew that this might be my, this might launch something, right? Who knows what happens? And so I was like, oh man, do I do a voice? Do I do like me? Because I'm not, at the time I wasn't very interesting. And so it was one of those things I was like, well, I guess I'll give myself like a little bit of like a Southern drawl in case they want to throw me in with Webb, or in case, right? Because I look, hairy and whatever, and I can pull that off. So I was like, Kevin, are you there? I was like, I tried to give a little bit of character, a little bit of something, so that because there was always discussions of like what someone could do if they end up joining the Fed, but nothing ever came of it. There was a talk of doing a Gilligan's Island parody. That's and right. I was going to be Mulligan instead of Gilligan. Just the fool, and then someone else was going to be like the skipper was going to be the captain or something, right? And it was going to be a whole like group based on Gilligan's Island and stuff. So I was trying to be goofy and dumb for that, and just in case that thing happened. And so
and we definitely had enough with Xtreme. We had definitely enough cast members to have a Ginger Marianne.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. They would have been 2 actresses and stuff, and and a couple of. Oh, hey, wait, is this?
Here we go, George.
Right here. Stay here. Come on. Why are you whispering? Someone's following. You better lay out the caffeine, buddy. Next time, take the orange coffee cup. Studio, come on. This is the studio. No. This is the studio. Oh, I've been in here before. What are you doing? You're like hiding like a little hermit inside of a log. Under a rock. You're all paranoid and delusion. Listen. All right, look. There's no place else to do it, and I know the acoustics in here aren't perfect, but it's going to be just fine, okay? All right? Stinks in here. Oye, ¿a dónde nos vamos a sentar, chico? Where are we going to sit?
Like maybe.
You know! You can't. Wait a minute. Look at we're gonna sit here and do the show. You can. Claire, with all due respect, look, you can see the yellow resin.
Come on, Mr. Black's gonna be back any day now. Just come on.
The residue. The residue is busy. This guy is one of the biggest lunatics.
Listen, Mr. Black, just 1 week, one week here. All right, listen. I'm gonna go. You guys stay here. Get ready. Freshen up with water.
Freshen up.
Urinate, whatever you need to do. I'm gonna go find out exactly what we're gonna do for this episode of TV, and I'll be right back. Okay? And if anybody asks,
this is the end. We gotta put up with this. It's enough. Every week I gotta put up with you in the bathroom again. The hell is going on around here?
Ending on the toilet. Ending on the toilet is so classic.
So Jimmy in real life was in the Israeli military. That's a picture of him in the Israeli military, and he so they're using this as part of the storyline, how much promise he had as a young soldier, as as a valedictorian, cum laude, and UCLA, you know, and how he ended up homeless. Again, very well done, because he was homeless Jimmy already, and then after he was homeless Jimmy, all this story, like, oh, let's make a story about how you became homeless. So I thought this was very well done too.
Yeah, big time. And it was so new because I when I first started watching XPW, when I went to that second show and I saw homeless Jimmy coming out, I was like, that is one of the coolest gimmicks I've ever seen. He comes out with a shopping cart full of weapons. And I remember I saw he came out to do like an interview. It may have even been with you. And he came like through the curtain and stuff. I was like, this is an awesome gimmick. This is so good. And he went to go say something and then got attacked from behind. So he was keeping the not talking tradition going and stuff. And right, to add even more to him with this story, and it's even reflective of stuff that was happening in the country at the time and still is. Yeah. And just how, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. He, you know, this character had so much promise and so much going on, and it just all like slipped away from him and stuff. And so it was so neat to, it's an out of character for XPW to portray such a thing in such a like a serious, like empathetic light. It's a really good watch. It's a really good story to go back and see the whole thing. And yeah, it's a really good one of the best of XPW, in my opinion.
And it well deserved for a guy like Jay went after that guy. So now here they show him like, oh yeah, let's go back and see what happened. And I went in the army, and then that was it. And then he was going downhill because you could see he was dressed all proper at UCLA. Now he's trying to look a little grungier, and didn't like something happen to where like a landmine went up by him or something, and that's why he has the tick or the
something to that effect.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we're not listening. There it is. There it is.
Oh, hey,
my trusty tick. My trusty tick.
the head scratch. Yeah.
So yeah, because the girl, I guess the love of his life there, that girl like betrayed him, cheated on him. Yeah. That's the downward spiral we're seeing now. It's the keyboard that we've seen used many times right there. We'll wrestle for food. I love it. and he was the only, I believe in wrestling history, he was the first ever homeless gimmick.
I think so. I can't think of any before him.
I know Hobo came after him, and I'm sure there was a here and there, but this was the real edit bay, by the way. And I don't know how we got away with that, because those pictures on the wall are filled with nudity. If you were to zoom up on it,
and none of them are blurred.
those were the box covers of the most recent videos that Xtreme would put out, and they would put them up on the wall like that. And if you really think about it, that this, you know, if you had like now where you could zoom up.
The quality is so good now; it'd be clear as day.
Well, you can actually, now that I think about it, if you watch this episode of Xtreme Memories, you can do the YouTube zoom up. So maybe this will be taken down. I don't know.
Sorry, YouTube channel for getting this taken down.
So here we are practicing.
Mirror acting.
Okay, check this out. This is part of it too, George.
Okay. What is this, man?
You can't put a TV on a
bring the monitor into the bathroom.
Guys, okay, listen to me. Listen. For reasons that I really don't want to go into now, here's your monitor. We're going to do a Big Dick Tag.
Whoa. Wait a minute. You're in the men's room. I'm not doing any Big Dick here in the...
No, listen. Big Dick Dudley. All right. Look, he's making demand. Yeah. He's saying that both myself and Mr. Black's lives are in jeopardy if we don't do this Big Dick package.
Okay, well, maybe we do the Big Dick package then. Then let's check it out, man.
Okay.
I say, if Mr. Black say okay, I say let's do it. What do you say, man?
I'm always in support of Big Dick.
Classic
TV, here we are.
Classic joke.
Oh man. And there's the beautiful Christy Miss, Damian Steele, Big Dick Dudley. This was back in the Reseda days, folks. 1999. I believe this was the first show, because Christy came out as Miss Xtreme. This was the first ever event, folks. If I'm wrong, I'm 90% sure that this was the first event. Looking at Christy, because that's what she was wearing at the Mixed Extreme. And we're just going through, because Big Dick Dudley was gone. Oh, there's the late Basil right there. Late great Basil. He was WWEF at the time. Eyes were on that guy, and he was set to go. Nice guy, very quiet, very just kind of a quiet guy, but very cool, nice guy. And again, boy, talk about lost way too soon. And we were just about to see what he was made of here, but he unfortunately passed away.
Damn.
Yep. And Damian Steele, man, Damian Steele was one of those guys, homegrown guys that he just looked already like a wrestler. You just like, okay, this guy's a wrestler. That spot right there with Big Dick onto Basil, that was used over and over on the loop for the intro. This was at the Vogue Theater right here in Hollywood. I believe this is where Dudley won the belt. And if anybody knows the movie, I know you and I know it very well, Windy City Heat, which was one of the funniest movies, literally, folks, ever made. Howard Stern says that. Howie Mandel, like this was Vince Vaughn, all that. But there's this guy named Scary Perry Caravello. He's got a podcast now. He is for real, folks. Oh no, this was at the Ventura Fairgrounds right here. But he was the bullhorn idiot. He would come around an XPW, wear a diaper and a bib, and a gross, hairy-looking dude, and he would scream into the megaphone, "Come watch our show." He was the bullhorn idiot. So on some of this footage, you could see him running through the crowd with the bullhorn, and then fans are effing with him and chasing him and throwing crap at him. And anyway, his name is Scary Perry Caravello, Windy City Heat. He was in XPW before the Windy City Heat movie, but they were already doing stuff with him, messing with him.
I had to throw him out of a show because he wouldn't stop and he wouldn't leave, and Rob was getting upset, and it was becoming a really big issue. And I remember having to like physically throw him, and he wouldn't leave. And it was a whole event. And then years later I watched the movie and totally forgot that it was him. And then going back to watching XPW, I was like, oh my god, it made the connection and stuff. I was like, that is so funny. And dude, that's Perry. That's not a gimmick. Dude, that's not a character. That's him.
Not a gimmick, folks. And one of the reasons that movie doesn't get that much attention is because people will watch it and most people think it's a put on. And we are here to tell you it is not. That's him. I got stuck carpooling with him to Ventura. I was driving like 5 people in my Explorer at the time, and Perry was in the middle, and we had to get off. I had to get gas, and he starts screaming, "What are you doing, you stupid son of a bitch? You said we were going straight to the Ventura Theater, you motherfucker!" And he's like kicking the back of the seat. And then we all look at each other like, "Oh my god, this is awesome. This is great. This guy's for real. Holy shit, this is the best." Like, it was like, oh my gosh. And then so we already know that's how this guy is. So we were messing with him. And then we see that movie. We're like, oh, this is the greatest thing on planet Earth. And when we got to the Ventura Theater, we were all in the car like talking about pay and like we should get more pay. So we go into the theater, and dude, as Rob sees me come in, like, okay, good, Kloss, you're here, and Perry's behind me. And it goes, "Rob, when am I getting paid, Rob?" That's all he says. And Rob just like wide-eyed, just walked the other way. I'm like, and we're like, dude, Perry, no. Well, later, after. If you do a good job tonight, yeah, it's, you know. So he put the diaper on, the bullhorn, he walked down Ventura.
Oh,
yeah.
Perry.
So anybody that knows that guy's Scary Perry, oh my gosh, this is the most trolled guy on planet Earth. They've been trolling him since the early 90s. It's unbelievable. Yep.
Knocking over the table full of sweets for the investors.
Yes. Yeah, the Japanese businessman come in. If we were there, we'd put sushi out. Well, here it's American, so we got snack food out. Yeah,
we
I
had donuts.
understand. Yeah.
So you have to protect the table, okay?
Yes.
Do not let anyone get to the table.
Yeah.
Mole runs
Mole's
up.
here.
Yeah. Knocked over the table. Oh, Perry, what'd you do?
Yeah, folks. If that movie ties into XPW is why we're talking about it.
Yes.
We dealt with that guy like 4 years before they made that movie in 2003, and it's real. It is.
Yeah.
He is real. It's real. Just to let you know. So this is, again, we're going back to Big Dick Dudley. So how was your interaction with him? Did you have much interaction with Dudley?
Not a ton, because he wasn't like, he was there for a while in the beginning, but I
Right.
didn't really get involved with like people, by the time he was still there. But I mean, what little interactions we had were nice, and he was cool, and I was a fan because I was a huge Dudley Boys fan. So to like get to even be involved in a storyline with him was like super cool, and it's just like, I'm doing it, man, making it happen. We're and then him led to other people too coming, right? It was such a he from the jump was a name that we could put out there and stuff, and was super cool to kind of go on that journey with us in the beginning.
And just to let you guys know, that image was used quite a bit right there.
Also earlier, the web handshake one where he was trying to shake hands with Damian Steele, that one was in there a lot.
Oh, right. Just to let you folks know that aren't too familiar with and younger fans, when the Dudley Boys were in ECW before Bubba Ray and Devon went into the WWF, Big Dick Dudley was like right there with them in ECW, right? Like getting Big Dick Dudley kind of like right as the Dudleys were making, before they like blew up. This was like on par at this time before they started to really explode and become the legends they were. So Big Dick Dudley, as far as ECW fans, and the reason they went to WWF was because they were so big in ECW, and Big Dick Dudley was kind of like the leader of the group, wasn't he, in ECW?
He was like the muscle almost. So like it was right, because he was the other like always active wrestler, along with Bubba Ray and Devon. But there's also like Dances with Dudley and Sign Guy Dudley and Joel Gertner, right? So they had a lot of side characters and side people that either were on the mic or were just there to be a body and get beat up and like do whatever. But Big Dick was one of the only ones, other than Bubba Ray and Devon, who were like actively wrestling and doing matches and stuff in ECW.
But I think even Bubba Ray was kind of like in the background, just doing that, where it was okay, Big Dick, he's the guy like that's going to lead the charge, kind of in that.
Yeah, because by the end, like the Dudleys, once they started getting on the mic and became like the monster heels, and like main eventing all the time against like Dreamer and Salmon and stuff, like that's when they were really kind of taking the lead. But yeah, there was a good chunk of period where like Big Dick was also like a major focal point of the crew.
Yeah. So I believe, I'm pretty sure this is the Vogue Theater in Hollywood. There's Jasmine St. Clair. That's John Cronus with the chair. Nicole Bass, the late.
Best.
Yeah, she was so cool, man.
She was great.
She was so freaking cool, dude. She was so nice, man. Yeah, really, what a shame. And but this is the I'm almost positive this is the Vogue, and the Vogue footage is where you see Perry like in the background running with the bullhorn, and he's got the bib on, and he's wearing a diaper. He's this gross, hairy looking dude, and kids are following him, throwing crap at him, dude. They don't even know like he's a guy being fucked with, and they just see him, and so.
Cronus was awesome. Like Cronus was one of my favorites. I was a huge Eliminators fan back in the day, and just what that dude can do in the ring was mind blowing. And then outside of the ring, he was just a goofy, fun guy. Like
Dude, I got a story for you really quick about Cronus before we get to something else here.
Yeah.
I carpooled with him to Ventura, right? And he was like, this is one of his first times out west. And he couldn't believe the cactuses outside, right?
Oh.
He's like, Kloss, look at this. I can't believe it. This fucking cactus is out here. It looks like a fucking Bugs Bunny Roadrunner fucking cartoon. I never fucking seen this. Look at this. Take a look. Look. I'm like, yeah, I know. No, look at these actual cactuses. And he goes, and we drive past him. He goes, phew. Oh, man, that was something else. Can I smoke in your car? I'm like, oh, dude, I like he needed a cigarette after that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I can't. No, dude, I just got that was the Explorer I got, and I'm like, no, you can't smoke in my car. So big, 300+ pounds of him. He gets off of the passenger seat. I'm driving. He gets down on his knees, scrunched down like on the floor in the car, and looks up at me. He goes, please, 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 please. And he kept going, please, 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 please. And finally, I'm like, okay, fine, hang it out the window. Oh, you're the best, Kloss. You're the best.
How can you say no to that, man?
Yes, right?
Just a
Like
sweetheart,
after
right?
that performance, you fucking earned it, dude.
I have one story with Cronus that it was a running joke afterward where everyone would quote it. But there was a moment where, everyone was getting picked up from the hotel and stuff for the show. And someone who will remain nameless,
Okay.
used the bathtub as a toilet for various reasons.
Oh.
And the maid came, so where everyone's gathering and stuff, and he's going, the other person's going and stuff. And the maid went in to clean the room, and she came running out, and she was like, "Who did that in the bath? In the bathtub?" And Cronus goes, "Not me, motherfucker," and like kept walking away. And so, "Not me, motherfucker," became like the running gag for years. It'd be like, "Who did anyone go and grab the thing? Not me, motherfucker."
Oh,
yeah, that's where that came from.
Yes, because now that you say that, I remember guys saying that. I never
Zach and
knew where
Steve
that
all
came
the time. That was like their go-to excuse for anything.
Okay.
Oh no, crack.
We get some volume here, George. This is the finishing up the story here. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Good.
That was quick.
You leave me cool. There's Andre Verdun. You suicide.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I backyard wrestled with that dude many a time.
Yeah, that was when he was just before he was just getting his feet wet as a fan right there before he got in, right?
Right, yeah, and he trained pretty exclusively with Supreme on like a different training schedule. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Sound please.
Oh yeah, sound please. Now, these are real punches, folks.
I was supposed to be in the scene, and they pulled me last second, and I was so happy.
Get the You got orders. We can't let you in.
Oh, let's go. Let's just go. We'll come back tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're not coming in.
Come on, let's go. Hey, hey.
Oh.
The face. You don't want me? You don't want me? Okay, let's go. You. Oh, out of the way.
Sorry.
Stop us? No one's gonna stop us. The Messiah.
All right. Just calm down.
This guy, Rob Black, is really crazy.
I don't know. Just calm down.
This is signs of a madman. What the fuck? It's crazy.
Hey, you guys can't come in here. Hey, you can't come here.
Oh, me?
No, you can't be in here. Rob Black said you can't be in here.
You. Oh, man. I can't come here. This is bullshit. Just chill. Oh, who's this?
I'm just doing my job, man. I don't want any problems from you, man. Look, we were given orders not to let you and Chaos in here. Just look. Hey, look, I don't want no problem from you. I'm just security.
No problem. Yanni doesn't want any problems from you.
Look, please.
Yanni? What the f***? This is bullshit. Uh-oh. We got a tough guy now.
This ain't gonna happen, man.
I'm not coming in.
No, you're not going in.
Come in.
Whoa. Come on. Just look what you did. Come on. Just come on. Let's go.
Ass, you're gonna f***ing stop me? You're gonna f***ing stop me?
Gotta make Mr. Black proud. I'm not gonna let Supreme Chaos get to me.
All right, ass. Mr. Black, I'm tired of looking for your ass. What the are you doing here?
Mr. Black, go away on a little business. We'll be back very shortly. I'm sure that your problems can wait until he comes.
What the is that?
It's my 8-ball.
That's your 8-ball.
It's my 8-ball.
Dude, we heard you had small balls. Now, but what the is he?
Who?
Messiah.
I don't know. How am I supposed to know where Messiah is?
Wrong fucking answer. Wrong fucking answer. Oh, sweet. This is sweet. This is perfect.
Dead.
You are dead ass. I got him. What do you mean you got him? What'd you catch him for? Take this ass out! Listen, bitch. Tell the Messiah and that next time I come, they better be here. Because if they don't, you're dead. You're dead. Let's get the out of this. All right?
Oh wait, here wait. Let's see. I think this is the end. Rivera gets attacked. I want to say.
Is falling into the demand of this Big Dick Dudley. I cannot stand this Big Dick Dudley since the day one that he was here. You see how he brutally attacked Mr. Black and everybody in the ring? Yeah. Can you believe that?
I can believe
I have no time for that. I'm not gonna put up with that. You know what I mean? Screw the Big Dick Dudley. You know what I'm talking about, Chico? You know what I'm gonna do right now?
Realize what
It's party time. I'm gonna go down to Hollywood Boulevard, frolic room maybe, have una cervecita, find a nice muchachita, and then who knows what's gonna happen, man? But you know what? Screw Big Dick. I talk to you later, Chico. See
Yeah,
you.
I'll be right out.
Hasta luego.
I'll be right out.
Yeah, look at that time.
I'm the host. I will be the host one of these days. I will be the host. Host. Hey, Chico! What are you doing? Your nose first to the carpet. You weirdo. Screw it. You ain't gonna walk, you stupid guys in the way.
That. By the way, that was Sanford and Son. I was whistling.
Yeah. Get it? Yep. Oh,
here we go. I think let's get some audio here, George, real quick.
Me up a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But he said that if you're not there next time he comes back, he's going to kick my ass again. And I don't really think that, if you can help me out, greatly appreciate it.
How is that my problem?
See, though, it's your problem because if Rob gets back from his little vacation and the land has his son and all, and he's there when Supreme gets back, Supreme's going to kick Rob's ass. And I really think that's going to be your problem, you know? So here's what I want you to do. I just want you to tell me, how do we get a hold of you when he's ready to come back? Would I get you here?
Kevin, I'm many places, okay? But Rob knows how to get in touch with me if he needs me.
Okay. Okay. Rob knows how to get in touch with you. Okay. So next time I hear from Supreme, and he tells me he's coming back, I'm gonna get a hold of you, and you're gonna come, and you'll defend us and the honor of Black from.
If Rob needs me, I'm there. He knows how to get in touch with me, Kevin. You worry too much, all right? Calm down.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Peace.
So, okay, this is kind of interesting. I'll tell you guys about, and then we're finishing up the Jimmy saga here. Yeah, dude, this was all storytelling era of a window of time in XPW. We will get to the episode because they're building up to they're talking about this is interesting too, because they're taking care of two birds with one stone here. They're taking care of Jimmy's storyline and Webb's storyline all at once, but they don't have anything to do with each other because Webb was feuding with Tool now with Jessica's involvement. So it's kind of interesting. And Jimmy was doing his thing, but we're going to lead up to the episode. There it is, folks. XPW TV episode number 26, right? 26. Yeah. Folks, we hope you enjoyed that. First off, before we get into anything else here, hope you enjoyed watching that as much as we did and reliving that with us. Really appreciate that. And lifting back the curtain for you folks a little bit that were there back in the day. Yeah, Tool was there. We're going to get to that episode where during that filming right there, Tool and Bobby as Lou Cypher, they were going to blow up something in the parking lot, and it was going to like pretend to blow up Webb. And Webb and Jessica got dumped in that dumpster. They literally, whatever bomb they were using, something to blow up, it did not mean to go off. The camera was off to the side because we weren't shooting, but a little bit of it got caught. And you could see Gary Key like, oh, crap, as Tool. And Webb was in there. We got there like, we were like, how the hell did someone not die, you know? So that's coming up. We don't know when we'll get to that, but that's right around there. Probably an episode or two later, 2 or 3 episodes later. Funny thing about Messiah, watching him there with Kevin and talking about how we would get flack from whatever different outfits for our controversy. There were Jewish groups that wrote in that were offended that Messiah was talked about as 2,000 years earlier, like the Jesus Messiah is the real one, and that's not right to the Jewish people. And subsequently, of course, we got flack from the Christian organizations that didn't like that portrayal of Jesus. So it was so funny how we had these two religious factions both disliking us for their own religious agenda. You know, it's like, wow, what?
Just bringing everyone together.
How do you even write this stuff, you know? But yeah, that was again, talking about TV, talking about how hot wrestling was. We had the advantage. We started at a very hot time in the business. That was a big advantage we had. But again, Leroy, we had the edit bay, we had the cameras, we had the TV studio, basically. We had the money, of course, from Rob. And being on television like that, before the internet, before streaming, this was hard to put into words to people today and take you back to that world to where like, wow, really being on TV was a huge deal. I was watching this documentary and they were talking about the difference between television before internet and streaming. And they were compiled, everybody on, let's say like that's on TV in the year 1999, right? And including reruns, including the news crews for local news, including old movies, you could fit everybody that's on television, currently on television, in like a Costco-sized warehouse in the world.
Yeah.
Right? So we were one of those individuals.
We're in the back corner, but we're there.
Yeah, but we're in there and showing you the scope of like, that's it. You go home, you turn on TV, and likely you're going to flip by us. And it was a big, it really was different, you know, big deal to be on TV.
Well, it's, I mean, with the way, like someone could have millions of followers and I've never heard of them, right? That era was the era of the celebrity where there was like 30 household names that everyone knew. And they're all the big stars of all the movies, but now it's spread so far that someone can have a huge following and other parts of the country, other genres or niches, no one knows who they are. I'm a huge, even in the same genre, like I'm a huge video game fan, as you can see. And every year I'm watching the Game Awards and they have the top 5 game streamers of the year. And I've never heard of any of them. And I don't even think it's because I'm out of touch, because I watch so many game streamers, but there's only there are so many people now who have these big, huge followings that any of them are valid. And you know, it's and there's only 5 slots. So it's just one of those things where it's a different world, right? You know, just the way it is. And so we were very lucky. But also we brought the presentation. You know, I wrestled after XPW, I wrestled a couple other feds and they were fun, but it was like no one had the video playing, you know, someone's intro video, right? You had intros music, but no one had those like videos going for the most part. No one had the presentation that XPW was bringing. And I feel like that's a big part of like what brought it out, not just the controversy, not just the outlandish characters, but just presentation wise. We were we wore the suit that we wanted to wear for the job that we wanted, and we wanted to be a big time fed, and we were doing that, you know. And it's such a just a little bit of extra production goes a long way in those kind of scenarios. And you see it, you know.
Yeah, and we were right at the end of that wave. We really didn't know it at the time, but we were like, that was kind of the end of that era. Angel brought up an interesting story. We were talking about this. He actually brought it up about what we're talking about. And I guess him, Supreme, Chaos, and one of the girls, maybe Christy, they went to some random metal show. And it was at Metal Fest. Some of the fans there, they invited them there, like, I don't know, maybe like a few weeks later. And it was like some random metal show. And then Angel and all of them were like, hey, Lester, go get up on stage and say, who am I? And Lester's like, no, that's going to look stupid. Like, there's no one here. It's a metal show. And he was saying, like, they couldn't believe it. He goes on stage, and like at least half the crowd was like, who am I? Supreme. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just one of few shows that were out there on TV. Yeah. And it's hard to describe that to especially young people that just know Medium the way it is today. Even for us that are in today's world, we look back like, oh yeah, it was like that. Watching this just reminds us of that. You know,
my friends and I, that was one of our just friend jokes, ongoing things, that someone would have their back turned and you would scream, who am I? And then everyone else would go, Supreme, and then you clubbed your friend in the back really hard. And that was just right. It was part of our vernacular. It was part of like what we were doing. It was in the zeitgeist. It was a part of our interests, and it was such a neat thing to be a part of, and I feel so lucky to have been there. And you know, I'm in the background of a lot of it, but it's such a like special, unique, weird, crazy time. And getting to look back on the episode, like, it's been years since I've actually watched a full episode. I'll go back and watch, you know, moments from it and bits and stuff, but yeah, it's a well-produced show, especially for what we had and what we were doing. And I think that's the problem is, you know, people will shit on the old XPW product, and there's things that are like, yeah, totally, that, you know,
100%.
some valid criticisms, but also like we were a very small team putting on these crazy shows. Everyone wore 40 hats, right? You're running boom mic, you know, like any other place that would have been absurd, because, you know, you have a sound department for that. We didn't have that, you know. It was everyone had multiple jobs, and you all ran around and did what you can to make the show as best as you can. And we were putting out a weekly show, and that's something that not a lot of people can do or say they've ever done. So, you know, there were pat on the old back.
That's right. There are a few times where it's like I show up for TV. It's like right when I come to the door, like, oh, Kloss, here, go to LAX and then come back. You know, you got to pick somebody up. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay,
all right.
That was it. I do like you talk about video games. I've been hooked on the Tetris World Championships. I've been hooked.
Oh yeah,
those are good, man. Those are great.
Yep.
But dude, Leroy, again, fans, we hope you enjoyed that as much as we did watching back, and again, showing you the ins and outs of what we were a part of back then and what you were a part of. And we want to thank you, because if it wasn't for you guys out there, none of this would be possible at all. And we're very grateful, very thankful for you. So thank you, guys. Leroy, any shout outs, any plugs while we're here?
Well, let's shout out Homeless Jimmy. I miss that dude. I miss hanging out with that dude terribly. Let's shout out Dynamite D over here. And go to Tubi and watch The After Dark. It's great. It's a wonderful vampire movie. Gangrel's in it, right? You like wrestling? Gangrel's in it. Sin Bodhi, Paul London's in it. He's great. So yeah, go. I'm in it. Go watch it. It's great. And then if you're watching this after April 2025, I think there's going to be a movie called Laughter Face out, probably on Tubi as well. Look for it. It's going to be awesome. Go watch stuff. Go watch stuff. Just watch stuff. There's so much stuff out there. You've seen that YouTube video 20 times in a row, like I have. Go watch something else, something new. Experience life.
Thank you, Leroy. Good seeing you, my friend. And
you, friend.
And good seeing all of you out there. Once again, like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. Yes, hit the bell. Here you go. Tap it. Tap it.
Where is it? It's down here.
There it is, right there.
Yep, right there. Yeah.
Okay, right there.
Hit it.
So subscribe to this channel, fans. The more subscribers we get, the more great content we can bring to you. This was once again another watch-along reaction video of Xtreme Memories right here on the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel, Xtreme Memories, on the 15th, on the 30th of every single month. Thank you guys for joining us once again. For this guy right here, Leroy, the ring crew guy, Patterson, Human Tackboard. My name is Kris Kloss. We will see you next time right here for another edition of Xtreme Memories.
Bye.